Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at a new knife that I just picked up. This is from Petrified Fish, as you guys can see right here, and it comes in the standard Petrified Fish box, which I'm always really surprised because of the price. You know, this is, as far as packaging goes, it's overpackaged in my opinion for what you're paying for the knife. So you have the sleeve that comes open, and then, or that slides out I should say, and then it actually has the little tape on the sides, which you do have to cut out. On the top of the box here, you do have a cleaning cloth. You get a decal, right there, and then you get some extra screws, which is really awesome. You get a lot of stuff for the price that you're paying. So we'll set that to the side, and then here is the knife itself. Now, this particular one is actually the Petrified Fish model PFP03, which is also known as the Petrified Fish Victor. So I've seen a bunch of reviews on this knife, and I've had it on my cart on Amazon for quite some time, and I just never pulled the trigger on it, just, you know, for one reason or another. The other day I saw somebody else did a review on it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. And I went ahead and did it, and I got it, you know, the next day or 2 days later or something like that. And as soon as I started playing around with it, I fell in love with it. So again, this one is the Petrified Fish Victor. This one is in the khaki micarta. I hadn't seen a lot of videos on this color. The majority of folks ended up picking up this knife to do reviews on it, or sent it, or whatever it is, in the kind of denim micarta color. I thought that was pretty cool, but I also have a couple other knives in that color already. I don't have a lot of knives in khaki, and again, because I didn't see a lot of folks reviewing it or having it in this color, I decided to go against the norm and pick it up. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the knife itself. Again, this one is in the khaki micarta. It's a larger size knife, but it's a great EDC blade. Now, part of the reason that I ended up picking in this color as well is because of this right here. I don't have a lot of knives that come with a satin blade and a black pocket clip. I like my blades to have black pocket clips because I tend to wear a lot of black or denim and stuff like that. And the clip actually kind of disappears or blends into what I'm wearing, so it doesn't stick out. You know, sometimes people see a clip there and they know it's a knife or something like that, if it's shiny or whatever, and, you know, they tend to, you know, not like that. So, you know, I just prefer my knives to have a black clip, so I thought that was really cool. Again, normally, if it's a knife that comes in khaki or it has a, you know, like a satin finish on the blade, you usually get a satin finish pocket clip as well. But this is done to match the hardware. As you guys can see, it's black hardware all around. So you do have the black pocket clip there, which is really cool. Now, again, this is a deep right clip, which is nice. Again, it disappears into your pants or to your pocket, and it is left or right hand tip up carry only, so that is really nice. Now, you do have a flipper tab to go ahead and deploy the blade, which we'll get to in a second. You do have your markings right here, so the Petrified Fish logo on the pivot screw right there, and then you have a pretty nice and sizable lanyard hole that actually goes all the way through your khaki micarta backspacer here too. Now, the backspacer is actually really cool to talk about also, because instead of making it flush with the handle, you can see that there are sections where it actually comes up and it dips back down, and then it comes back again as it wraps all the way through the back there. So that is really cool. You have some grooves kind of milled into it right there, which is really nice. It's neither here nor there as far as giving you extra grip or anything like that, but it is micarta, so it's rather grippy micarta. And then, you know, obviously once you start handling and fondling it and stuff like that, it will start to kind of absorb your oils and stuff like that into the hand. So as I mentioned, you do have a flipper tab right there, which does have a little bit of jimping. So as you go ahead and deploy that blade, it flies out really nice, and check out that blade. Giving you a couple of specs on the knife itself, you have an 8.15 inch overall length on the knife. The blade length is actually 3.58 inches, but the cutting edge is 3.4 inches. So you do have a, you know, cutting edge over 3 inches, almost 3.5 inches to be exact. And that is great. It is awesome, and I think that blade looks really cool. That clip point blade is really awesome looking. Again, very well suited for the majority of EDC tasks, which is really nice. and I do enjoy the way that that looks. Again, this is plain edge satin finish, and you have a full flank round blade right there, so it slices very easily, very nicely. Now you do have a marking on the blade right there. I'm not sure if I can get in on that, but blade steel is K110. I don't have a lot of experience with K110, but so far it's performed very well. Came razor sharp out of the box, as all knives should be. You also have some stainless steel liners, which are milled in there, so you know it does add a little bit of weight to it, but it's very comfortable to hold in the hand. The handle length is 4.566 inches, so you know, again, I get a full 4-finger purchase on the knife itself. As far as my thumb resting up here, you do have jimping on the top of the blade right there. It is, you know, pretty nice and secure, so my thumb does you know, kind of lock in there very nicely. Now you don't have a full finger choil right here, so choking up on the blade, I probably wouldn't. It's not advisable, just because, you know, you do have a little bit of a ramp that comes down where your finger would go, but again, you don't have enough curvature there, so your finger might slip onto the blade, and you don't want that to happen. So I would probably just keep my fingers in the back here. If I did have to do something a little bit more intricate where I have to choke up on the blade, you can, just not as intricate as if you had your choil right in there. As far as the weight on this knife, and because again it is a little bit larger, you are going to get a little bit more weight to it, is 4.94 ounces, so just a tad under 5 ounces. So again, it is a larger size knife, so the weight is you know, kind of reminiscent on that. This is a liner lock. As I mentioned, you already have your liners right in there. Locks up very nice and solid. Disengages very easily, and it drop shots pretty nice. Again, you do have your flipper tab right there if you wanted to go ahead and deploy it that way. If not, this is another reason why I wanted to pick up this knife, is because you do have this cutout on the blade right there, and I'm not sure what the purpose of that cutout is, besides using it to either what they call spidey flick or reverse flick the knife. That is perfect for that. So again, instead of making a hole all the way through, which will kind of, in my opinion, throw off the aesthetics of the knife, especially when you're looking at it from this angle, they just kind of threw that in there. And again, if you are the type of knife user that loves to spidey flick their knives, that is a perfect little shelf for your index finger to go on, and you're able to do that very easily all the time. So I love the fact that they do that, because I do like to spidey flick my knives if I can, but I also like to use flippers as well. So sometimes you just want to, you know, bring it out and start using it very easily. You can use the flipper right there, or sometimes you kind of want to show off in front of people and spidey flick it open, or reverse flick it, what they call, and you can go ahead and do that as well. So the Petrified Fish Victor is a great option to do that with. So this was a sub $50 knife. I bought it off of Amazon, so if you guys are interested, you know, I would recommend that you check them out, especially if you're in the market for something a little bit larger. It is available in a bunch of different colors. You have the denim micarta, I believe they have it in black micarta also, or if you want the khaki micarta here. And don't quote me on this, but I think it's available on green micarta as well. Some of them have different color blades. And again, I really like the fact that this one came with the black pocket clip, even though you did have the satin finished blade on here. So it was a win-win for me. I got a new color that I don't always have on the, you know, micarta handles, but I still have my black pocket clip that I do enjoy right from the factory. It's not something that I had to switch out. Again, you do get the flipper, and then you get that little shelf to do your spidey flick or reverse flick as well. So I think for the most part, the Petrified Fish Victor here is a total win, especially for EDC purposes. It is a little heavier, or I should say a little bit on the heavier side, but again, it carries very nicely thanks to that deep right clip, and it, you know, deploys very easily, locks up nice and tight. So again, it is a win-win for me. So there it is. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.